So tonight we've got PSG in the semi-finals of the Champions League. It's an impossible task because of the circumstances. However, Nadia and Nika Cowley in real life say that impossible is just an opinion. So let's see if that actually is true. Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco. Today we have got two games for you. We've got PSG and once again PSG. We're not going to bother with the Arsenal game in the Premier League in the middle on the grounds that the bad run of form that we had threw away the title basically. Since you were last here, things look to be getting a little bit better. Obviously we had that miraculous 4-0 win against Liverpool last time out, along with another loss against West Brom and a loss to Liverpool as well. But we managed to come back, beat Bournemouth in the semi-finals of the FA Cup on penalties, so we're through to the final against Arsenal. So that'll be in the next episode, or probably next episode I'd imagine. We then played Derby, beat them 3-0 in the Premier League, which was pretty good. We thought we were back on track at that point, and then we played Everton and lost 2-1. So we're still not quite back on track to where things need to be, and playing against PSG today, it's going to be tough. That loss against Everton meant that Man United ended up winning the title with 2 games to go, and to be fair, if we end up losing to Arsenal, we could drop down to 3rd as well, which would be absolutely agonising. I hope we don't do that. Saying that, we probably will do. I won't put it past us. The form we've been in recently is shocking, and quite frankly, Arsenal probably deserve to overtake us. So our backs really are up against the wall for this game if we look at the injury assessment. If we go to current injuries, so Morella is currently out still for a couple of days. Brad Yu also still out, so got no left wingers. Giuseppe Sesa broke his wrist obviously last game, so he's out for the rest of the season. Oriol tore a calf muscle in the Derby game, I think it was, so he's out for 2 to 3 months, out for the rest of the season. And then the next game, Jordi Mertens sprained his ankle ligament, so it's out for, again, probably the rest of the season really. So we're missing a lot of key players, basically, in a lot of key positions. So this is the formation we're going to go with. We're going to stick with this one that we used against Liverpool, which worked pretty well. I think we used it again against Derby, then switched things up against Everton, who we lost to, obviously. So I think we'll go back to this for the home leg, at least, against PSG. If we can just grab a few goals today, that would be fantastic. So Barış Özil starts himself in goal, his first ever Champions League appearance. Patino and Kaufmann start at the back with the Belgian chap and Hernandez on the wing-back sort of roles. Jalapeno and Pacoa start in the middle, sort of the backup midfielders we've got this season, now our first choice ones. Rafael Augusto is a trequartista, and then Thomas, Hall and Hammer Time leading the line for us. Hopefully they'll combine and score a couple goals. Right, kickoff is upon us, and PSG, probably the toughest side we've had to come up against in Champions League, or any European football really, I've got to say. They are a very, very decent side. They should have won a few more Champions Leagues than they have done, I think. I think Man United have beaten them in 1 or 2 finals. So they're a decent side with some very good players. They've still got Marquinhos and Kylian Mbappe playing for them actually as well, which is pretty interesting. But they're playing a fairly defensive formation, I've got to say. A 4-5-1 formation. So I think they're expecting us to come at them quite a bit. So this formation that we're playing might play into our hands a little bit as Augusto just puts it high and wide of the post there. I think it's going to be very, very tough to win at their place in Paris. So I think getting as many goals here as possible is probably the best thing to do for us. Right, we've got a chance to come forward now. Hammer Time on the ball out wide, puts it into the middle, and Wilfred Thomas is there at the far post to score the first goal of this Champions League semi-final. He's put us 1-0 up against Paris Saint-Germain, and this is absolutely huge. Oh, for God's sake. It's just going from bad to worse, really, in terms of his injury crisis we've got right now. Kaufmann injured, so Zook is going to have to come on the pitch. What's wrong with Kaufmann? He's had to come off straight away. Potential shoulder injury. I've not really seen many of those. Does that mean he's broken his shoulder, or is he's torn his shoulder blade or something? I don't know. We'll work it out later on, obviously, when we see the report and things like that. But that's not good, considering the other injuries we've got right now. If we want to win the Champions League, we're going to be doing it with an absolutely threadbare squad, with a lot of backup players playing, essentially. We're going to have to rely on a lot of them. Obviously, we can't win the Premier League now because Man United have won it. We can still win the FA Cup. So the triple is still on. The triple is still on, yeah, or treble rather. As Mark Hall, out of nowhere, makes it 2-0 to Lincoln. This is fantastic stuff. That was his 200th goal as well, Hammer Time, apparently. It just said 200 goals for Hammer Time in his career now. Fair play. That's a lot of goals to score at a very high level. So hats off to him. Yeah, so we won the Charity Shield, or the Community Shield, whatever it's called, to start the season. Although it wasn't an episode, it was in pre-season, so I just sort of did it. And then we lost the League Cup final to United. We can't win the Premier League now, but we can still win the Champions League, and we can also win the FA Cup. So the triple or treble is still on. Right, I don't want to get too excited about this, because it's only the first leg, and it's only 2-0. Things can change, and we've not been playing the best football recently, so things could change quite easily for us. However, we seem to be in the driving seat. We've only let them have 3 shots, 1 on target so far. And if we grab another goal here from this highlight, as Augusto puts it in the middle, it's clear, but only as far as Zook, who's on a yellow card, which is a bit worrying. He might be, I think he could be suspended for the next game. I don't know, which would be even worse. Thomas, though, on the ball, plays it back towards Jalapeno, gets the ball into the Belgian champion, puts it in across to the far post, and hammer time is there to make it 3-0. I was not expecting a 3-0 win here today. Obviously, there's still half an hour left and things could change, but we're very, very comfortable right now. Very comfortable. Again, another chance now. Zook with another free kick, plays it in towards Jalapeno, plays it out towards Thomas, and the Belgian chap puts it in, but it's cleared only as far as someone, basically. And at hammer time now on the ball, though, a deflection sends it right into the path of Wilfred Thomas, and it is 4-0 now. I don't want to jinx anything, but I'm confident that we're going to make the final now at this rate. I am confident. Again, another ball launched forward there by Hernandez, but it doesn't quite reach its intended target as PSG trying to come forward. Now, hopefully, this will show that they just scored a consolation goal and a crucial away goal for them, actually. That could be vital for them into the second leg. But we're still 4-1 up. We've still got the 3-goal advantage, so I'm still pretty pleased. What I was about to say, though, is that Kaufman, who wants to join PSG, he thinks they're a better club than us, but if we manage to beat them in the semi-finals here, I reckon we could prove to him and show to him that we're the better club, and maybe he'll want to stay over summer, especially if we go on to win the Champions League. PSG just slipped up. The Belgian chap picks up a loose ball. Hall, absolutely free in the centre, scores the 5th goal of the game, and things are looking pretty good, despite us being against the wall, basically, with our 2 injured star midfielders, our 2 injured star left wingers. We've done a good job here today. 5-1 on the night. I just hope we don't win 4-0 now in the second leg, because I could see it happening. I could easily see PSG beating us 4-0. But, you know, I think we do have enough about us to hold on. So if we didn't have that blip in form and we won 5-1 today, I'll be telling you, book your tickets for the final already. However, we did lose 5 in a row. We did lose to Everton as well. So I don't want to say anything like, oh, we're going to go there, because I don't think we are, actually, in some regards. Oh, for God's sake, Kaufman out now for 2 months with a dislocated shoulder. It's just getting ridiculous now, the injuries we're getting to our players at the end of this season now. A couple of long-term ones, which isn't good. Oriel out for 2 to 3 months. Kaufman out for 2 months. Seysa out for another 6 weeks now, but he has been out for a little while. This really is just ridiculous. Right, I said I wasn't going to do the Arsenal game, but actually, considering that they could overtake us in the league, we might as well just do it, shouldn't we? It could actually be a crucial game as to where we end up in the table, so we may as well just do it, actually. We'll rest these players, and I'll see you at the Arsenal game. So the only change we're going to make for this game against Arsenal is that Zook comes on instead of Kaufman, because he's injured, like most of the other starting players that we've got. But we're against Arsenal today. It's the penultimate game of the season. We just have to win, and then we've secured second place this season. If we don't win, we'll probably end up third in the table, which still is Champions League, which is very, very good, of course. But considering that at the start of the season we're expecting to win it and challenge Man United this year, that would be a bit disappointing. Right, kick-off is upon us here. We're in the black, Arsenal in the red, and we're hoping for a decent game of football here today. Give us a bit more confidence going into that second leg against PSG as well. First highlight of this first half then, and it looks like it's going towards us as Wilfred Thomas and Mark Hall exchange passes there, but we've lost possession, although Jalapeno does win it back, but he gives it away straight away again. Now Richards has a chance to come forward for Arsenal. Rodriguez now on the ball for them, out towards Sam Taylor, puts a decent cross in, but no one was there, unfortunately. And the pass to Augusto rather, was not the best. And we've lost possession again. Rodriguez coming forward once again, out towards Sam Taylor. This time there's people in the box, and it's eventually put over the line by John Richards. I think it hit Urza and then sort of sat on the line, and then someone put it in the back of the net. We've gone 1-0 down, and Arsenal move into second place, which, I mean, that's pretty poor, really, considering how far they've had to come to catch us up. We've got a chance to reply now as Hall picks up ball from Wilfred Thomas and puts it back across the area, and Somehow, the Belgian chap has managed to score the goal there. I saw us have a save and hit the post and then about to be clear, but then the Belgian chap who scored a couple goals recently, when we have used wingers, when Yeo and Morel have been injured, that Belgian chap has been playing as the winger and he managed to score 1 or 2 goals actually from that position. He scored another one today to bring us 1-1 again. A draw actually would be pretty handy. I'd take a draw against Arsenal today as well to keep us in second place, but that ball forward is wonderful. Thomas is through on his own and makes it 2-1 Lincoln City. Get in there. Chris Round on the ball though for Arsenal now. They come forward again. Rodriguez through once again, and this time just manages to slot it past Barish Urza, and this is why we don't really start him usually. 4 goals there, scored in a matter of there's 16 minutes, there's 20 minutes. It's 4 goals in 4 minutes, so I mean you can't say it's not entertaining. Wilfred Thomas now on the ball, plays a wonderful ball through towards Hammer Time, who puts it across the Mark Call. Hammer Time dragged the keeper over. Mark Call open in the middle. It's now 3-2. We're back in the lead once again, and I'd just like this game to calm down now and us to finish it with no highlights, and we'll just take the 3 points. Well, okay, we made it to half time. It's still 3-2. No highlights in the second half, please. Just shut the game down, boys. Literally, play keepy ball. Just keep the ball for half an hour, 45 minutes rather. Don't let them touch it, and then we'll be fine. I think the real accomplishment actually will be if we get through this entire game without suffering an injury to a key player. That would actually probably be the main bit of this game. That would be the main thing to take away from it actually, is Mark Call plays a very poor pass into the path of Chris Round there, and now they've come forward again. Arsenal through. Wendell tackled on the edge of the area luckily, and now we can launch a bit of a counter-attack. Augusto on the ball, plays it through towards Mark Call, who gets past his man. This time doesn't need to use anyone else, manages to slot it past the goalkeeper instead. It's 4-2 now. We've got some more breathing room. Second place is ours this season. Second place is ours. There's just so many highlights now. I'm fed up with all these highlights. Just finish the game so we can get to PSG and the one we actually want to see right now. Arsenal coming forward. Chris Round through. It's 4-3, but it doesn't matter. We're still winning. I mean, Yuri Zuk's had a bit of a nightmare game, to be fair. It says up there he's not having the best game of his career. I just saw him on a 5.9. And I would swap him, but I don't think we've got another defender on the bench that's fit. Or no, actually, I think we've got Craig Sturgis, actually. It just depends how much I trust him. Depends if we score a goal here. If we score a goal from this counter-attack, then I might bring him on as Hall collects the ball. Hall puts it across to Rafael Augusto. We've scored the goal. It's 5-3. And Yuri Zuk is going to be leading the field of play. Craig Sturgis coming on instead of him. Anyone else want to change? I'd love to change people, actually, but we don't have anyone to come on particularly. I mean, genuinely, we don't actually have anyone else that can come on. I'd like to take Pakoa off or Jalapeno, but I don't think anyone can actually play in central midfield, particularly Hernandez. Does he want to play there? The Belgian chap? No. Okay, we'll leave it as it is. 10 minutes to go, and now Arsenal lose possession. The Mark Call can put Wilfred Thomas through. Almost was through there, but puts a fantastic ball into Hammer Time. And Augusto is there to score his second of the game. Yeah, his second of the game. He has been probably the best player on the pitch today, Augusto, I've got to say. He's got a few assists. He's scored a few goals. 2 goals, 2 assists, 9.5 rating. Best player on the pitch. I mean, I wasn't expecting us to win 6-3, actually. I am happy with that result. Defensively, not so happy, but attacking-wise, these boys are really starting to combine pretty well now, these 4 guys we got up front. Hammer Time puts it into Mark Hall once again. 7-3. How? I mean, to be fair, this is very, very similar to how it was for us when we lost all our games like 5-0, 3-0. We had a lot of shots, more shots than the other team, but then we just were rubbish defensively, and that is exactly what's happened to Arsenal today. They've had more shots than us. They've actually done pretty well by scoring 3, but defensively they've been absolutely awful and let us score 7 goals. And there we go. It's Arsenal 3, Lincoln 7, 10 goals in that game, and what a good performance it was. Who got the worst rating? A 4.8 there for a player from Arsenal. Again, that's one of the lowest I've seen for a long time, actually. So, Arsenal, not a good day for them, but it means we have finished second in the table this year, and the only thing we've got left to worry about now is the Champions League and the FA Cup. Right, incredibly, at the start of this episode, I said this was mission impossible, basically, but we are literally 90 minutes away, and as long as we avoid conceding 4 goals or losing by 4 goals, we're going to a Champions League final. And who is going to be our potential rival in the final? Is it going to be Atletico Madrid or is it going to be Man United? Well, let's continue the game, see who we're going to get. I'm excited for this. I hope it's Atletico because I feel like they're an easier side to face than United. United, they are very good, and it is Atletico Madrid that we are going to be facing in the Champions League final. This guy, Wesley Newport, is the best player in the world, just about. He is a sick striker. We'll scout him out again. He was at Southampton for a while. Yeah, Southampton for a little while. As you can see, insane stats there. Moved to 83 million to Atletico Madrid. And again, he's been pretty insane. So if we can keep him quiet in the final, if we get there, I think we've got a good chance of winning it. I mean, considering it worked so well in the first leg, and it worked pretty well against Arsenal, no changes are going to be made for this game against PSG. We're going to keep it as it is. And, well, fingers crossed we just get the job done. Did I say we kicked off or not? If I have, then you won't be seeing this. But if I didn't say, oh, kickoff's upon us, like I usually say, then you'll be hearing this to signify the game has started. The first highlight of the game then. What is happening? We've cleared the ball from PSG's attack. Vieira now on the ball for them. And PSG, desperate obviously, they need to score 4 goals. They've got the 1 away goal, so 4 will be enough for them. Of course, if we score 1, then it cancels out their away goals, and they then have to go and score 6 goals to beat us. They have to win 6-1. And then if we score more than 1 goal, we get more away goals and things like that, and that would really help us out. PSG have just gone 1-0 up, so they're a little bit of the way there to try and get things back. But they've scored it in the 20th minute, basically, and going by averages, it means they'll only score 4, which means that they would win if they score 4 goals. Oh, the dog's scratching at the door. She wants to get in the action for the game. Let's get her in, shall we? Here she is. We're gonna win today, Willow. Now, are you happy with this tactical setup, or do you think we need to do something else? She says we need to stay the same. Keep the same shape, keep the faith, and we'll be rewarded with a goal. Their goalkeeper collects the ball forward there. I think it could have been a foul on Mark Hall there, to be fair, but we just need to get the 1 goal, and then I'm feeling confident about ourselves. If we eradicate their away goal situation, I think we should be alright. They've still got the ball on the edge of the area, though. Their initial attack didn't really work out for them. Belgian chap now trying to come forward, and now Thomas on the ball. It's 3-on-3 now, although he's just been caught up. But his ball into Mark Hall was amazing, and Mark Hall, I don't know if he even touched it or not. Either way, though, we didn't score a goal there. So, do you still think we need to keep the same tactical setup, or not? She says no, let me down. So, there you go. You've been a real help there, Willow. Alright, half time. We're still winning on aggregate. Make sure it happens at full time. I've said that calmly. I probably should say that a bit more assertively, maybe. Maybe that'll get the message across a little bit more. But we're still in the driving seat. They've still got to get 3 more goals in the next half. And quite frankly, that's not going to happen. I mean, no one up front's played particularly well for us today. Now Morala is back from an injury, as is Yeo, actually, to be fair. Let's go back to this for a brief moment, shall we? Let's just see what happens. We'll bring... who are we going to take off? We'll take Thomas off, because he's not played very well, actually, at all, has he? Thomas off for the Butcher. Morala will come on for Rafael Augusto. Make him an inside forward on attack. Let's just see if this formation works again, because this is the formation we're using when we started that losing streak. And then since we've not been using it, it's been alright. But I do want to get Morala and the Butcher back into the side, really. So if we can grab like 2 or 3 goals using this formation in the last closing stages of the game, maybe I'll use it again. At the same time, though, I'd rather just get the game over and done with, and then we can confirm ourselves into the final of the Champions League. As you can see, very, very minimal highlights across the top here. Very different to that first game. If we can just get to the final, that's an accomplishment in itself, of course. And of course, if we win the final, that's it for the Lincoln Loco series. Actually, geez, I did not even think about that. I did say, want to win the Champions League, that's the last thing we've got to do with Lincoln. And then the series finishes, and then we move on to a new series. And am I ready for that? Oh, I've got to be. I've got to be ready for it. I've got to stick to my word. I can't say things and then go back on it. So if we win the Champions League, that's it. Lincoln Loco, over. Obviously, we don't have to worry about that yet, because we've not won the Champions League yet. If it gets to like 85 minutes in the Champions League final and we're 5-0 up, then we can start to have a little cry or something like that. I don't know, but it's a thought we've got to get used to now. The Lincoln Loco could finish in the next episode. Free kick for us then. Pakoa puts the ball into the area, headed down by someone, and Hammer Time is there to make it 1-1. That's it. That is fully confirmed. We're in the Champions League final now. Absolutely incredible stuff. 89th minute equaliser for Hammer Time there. It's at his 30th goal of the season. Hammer Time's 30th goal of the season as well, which is extraordinary. Fantastic stuff from him. I think Hammer Time, I think all 3 strikers now have 30 plus goals. I think Wilfred Thomas might be just on like 25, maybe something like that. But to have like 3 strikers on at least 25 goals, I think is pretty special. And there we go. It's finished 1-1 on the night, but it's 6-2 on aggregate to Lincoln City. And passionately, congratulations, lads. We are in the Champions League final. Oh, it's at Wembley as well. It's literally down the road from, I say down the road from Lincoln. It's not really down the road from Lincoln, London, but at least it is for our fans compared to the fans coming from Madrid. Now, we've also scored the most amount of goals in the Champions League as well. That's another record. We seem to get a lot of goal scoring records, to be fair, which is quite cool. 37 goals, beating the 36 by PSG. Right, when is this cup final? It says unknown still, but that's on the 26th of May. So, next episode is going to be the FA Cup final, followed up by the Champions League final against Atletico Madrid in what could be the final Lincoln Loco episode ever. So if you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I'll see you next time for some more Lincoln Loco action.